Yes, I'm ready. Hi, I'm Carl Price. I host Conscious Fever here on ICE Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio on the Conscious Fever podcast. During the week of October 31st, the week before the 2022 election, on November the 8th, we are going to present to you the judicial candidates who are running for judge here in Jefferson County. That would include Jefferson District Court, Jefferson Circuit Court, the Kentucky Court of Appeals, as well as the Kentucky Supreme Court. We're going to introduce you to these candidates. We're going to introduce you to their opponents. We're going to give you an opportunity and show you the links to their website, show you how to get to those places on the web. And we're going to show you how to navigate through social media to find their social media pages as well as their websites, so you can learn more about these candidates and be informed before you go vote for judge on November the 8th. So join us the week of October 31st here on Conscious Fever as we do our due diligence to make sure that you're informed about who you're voting for or who you may not be voting for judge this year. You're either in one group or the other. You're either in the group of lawyers, judges, and court personnel who are bombarded with phone calls and texts. Who should I vote for judge? I don't know. Or you're in the group that actually sends the text and makes those phone calls to lawyers, judges, and court personnel trying to find out who you should vote for. Well, we don't want you to do that this year. We want you to be fully informed of who these candidates are. And that's what this show is going to be about. So the week of October 31st, join us here on Conscious Fever. You can watch us on the Conscious Fever page on Facebook. You can also watch us on Twitter, Conscious Fever handle, or you can also watch us on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, Conscious Fever. I'll see you then.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. It's rated ice time, so listen responsibly.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Hi, welcome to Conscious Fever here on ICE Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. I am Carl Price, your host. Um, I'm going to deal with this sound. I don't know if y'all hear the echo, but I don't really want to hear the echo. So I just kind of tone things down. And let me see if I can do it this way. Hey, like that. Okay, cool. Listen, tonight's show is about Louisville. So if you're in Louisville, Kentucky, this is the show for you. We are actually talking about Louisville judicial races. Let me tell you why I'm saying Louisville judicial races, because if I say the E word, we're probably going to be cut off Facebook, right? Or they're probably not going to send it to your feed. You're not going to know that I'm talking about these races. But the whole purpose of this show tonight is to make sure that you're informed of the judicial races every time there's an election, everybody forgets about the judicial races. So we give you an opportunity to actually turn this over, turn the ballot over, look for the judicial candidates so you can vote for them. But what's really important about the judicial races is that generally nobody knows who the judges are. You saw it in the promo. What generally happens is people call lawyers, call judges, and say, "Hey, who should I vote for?" And that's how they get to know the judicial candidates. So tonight's show is about letting you know who these individuals are in the Louisville judicial races. So here's what we're not going to do tonight. We're not going to endorse anybody. We're not going to tell you who to vote for. We're going to give you all the information to make that decision. So if you're one of those many people who have already voted and participated in early voting, show is probably not for you because the only thing it may do is prove to you that you may have voted for the wrong candidate. But if you're one of those individuals who are not participated in early voting, who's actually going to vote either in person or is stick out your mail-in ballot or whatever. If you haven't voted, we're going to inform you about the judicial candidate. We'll give you the information so you can decide what you want to do and who you want to vote for. One of the things also we're not going to do, we're not going to talk about the Louisville Bar Association Judicial Bowl or Judicial Candidates Bowl poll. That poll was put out, and quite frankly, it's a little deceiving, to be quite candid with you. There are like thousands and thousands of lawyers here in Louisville, thousands of lawyers that are members of the Louisville Bar Association. Only 411 lawyers took the poll, and the majority of those lawyers said they didn't know the candidates. So anyway, so we're just going to try to stay away from that particular area. Now, if you're trying to watch us on Facebook, Conscious Fever page, or my personal page, and you can't, just skip on over to YouTube. YouTube will not block us from talking about these judicial races tonight. So anyway, I've got to get through this, and I know part of this is a recording and part of this is live. So I'm gonna jump right into this. So anyway, we're talking about the judicial races tonight. And one of the things that I'm going to do, I'm going to show you, if I can, I'm going to show you basically the races. And one of the first races, of course, is okay. And I just showed you the Kentucky Supreme Court. Here are the candidates. Angela McCormick Bissett, you see that there. She's running for the Supreme Court of Kentucky, District Number 4. If you don't know her, you should probably get to know her. Her opponent in this race is a fellow by the name of Jason A. Bowman. Jason is running for District 4 of the Supreme Court of Kentucky. Now, what you can do is you can check out these individuals. Remember, this is a show about informing you of who the candidates are, what their credentials are, and what you really think about them so you can be better informed about who you should vote for. So if you want, Judge Angela Bissett, who is a candidate for Supreme Court. You can check her out on her website, find out more information about her at bissettforjustice.com. And for some of these candidates tonight, I will tell you, let me get back here. Some of these candidates tonight, I will tell you that there was media we could not find on them. So because we couldn't find media on them, we can't show you media, but we're at least going to show you where you can find them out in space. We call space the social media. So when we talk about the Supreme Court race, listen, I'm going to show you who these individuals are again. Silence. And so again, this is Judge Bissex's webpage. Check her out, find out more information about her. Her opponent is Jason Bowman. He's running for the Kentucky Supreme Court. He is on the web also. We don't have the handle there, but you'll find it. But here's what we're doing tonight. We'll let you get to know them. So here is Judge Bissix.
Our Kentucky Supreme Court makes critical decisions that affect us all. I have a profound respect for our system of law and order. And after nearly 2 decades as a judge, I've worked hard to apply the law justly and without bias in every case. I've been part of our community my entire life. A strong Kentucky needs a strong Supreme Court. I'm Judge Angela Bissig, and I'm asking for your.
The reason I think that I would be the best choice for Supreme Court Justice is because I've actively been practicing the law my entire legal career. I've represented people of this Commonwealth through the court system. I felt compelled to run for this position because I've seen the effect that the courts have on our citizens. I've seen the effect that our courts have by being less transparent than they used to be. And I believe that the citizens of this Commonwealth deserve to have a voice that is rational and reasonable. These laws are not just words on paper. They have an effect on people's lives. And what we want is for these laws to be fair as they affect the people of the Commonwealth. I've seen firsthand, because I've been practicing, the effect that good laws can have for people and the bad laws, what they do to people. I want to serve everyone. That's why I spent 6 years serving in the armed forces. That's why I spent the last 18 years as a practicing attorney representing people in court. And now this position on the Supreme Court will allow me to continue to represent the citizens of the Commonwealth. My unique experiences allow me to see issues from all perspectives, not for people just like me, but for everyone. That's why on November 8th, cast your vote for Jason Bowman for Kentucky Supreme Court. I want to bring your voice to the law.
There you go. Those are the candidates for the Kentucky Supreme Court. Real quick, I'm going to take a real quick break. It's late, y'all, and football zone. Okay, I'm going to take a real quick break, literally about 10 or 15 seconds. I'm going to step away. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Court of Appeals races. I'm Carl Price. This is ICE Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. You're listening to the Conscious Fever podcast.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me.
All right, you've seen the candidates for the Court of Appeals, District 4, Division 1. We've got some video that we can show you or some commercials about these two candidates. One of the candidates is Audra Jean Eckerly. She's a candidate, of course, for the Kentucky Court of Appeals, District 4, Division 1. And her opponent is a appellate attorney here. Her name is Tricia Lister. She's a candidate, of course, for the Kentucky Court of Appeals, District 4, and Division 1. And let me tell y'all, one of the reasons that we're doing this tonight is because each of you know who's running, but you probably don't know who their opponents are, right? And that's important because when I ran for office, countless number countless number of times people ask me, well, who are you running against? So, and of course, if they do that in some other races, this is even when I ran for judge in 2006, people don't know. So that's why we're trying to make people informed, because everybody has a candidate that they're going to vote for, right? And they are very, very protective of that candidate that they're going to vote for. And if they don't know who that candidate's opponent is, they're not going to take your literature because they don't want to feel like that they are basically blowing off their candidate, the candidate that they really want to vote for and support. So this is one of the reasons why we're doing this. So, once again, I'm going to show you this for the Court of Appeals, Division 1. And then, if you want to locate Judge Eckerly's information, she has a website. It's elect Judge Audra Eckerly for Court of Appeals. All you have to do is just Google Judge Audra Eckerly for Court of Appeals, and you'll get her website. You see her webpage there, over 3 decades of courtroom experience, and you can delve into what you want to know about Judge Eckerly. Her opponent is Tricia Lister. You see her website there. She talks about her endorsements there. But again, you can find out everything that you want to know about these candidates. But for right now, we're going to let you tell them, we're going to let you listen to them in their own words. Here is Judge Audra Eckerly. Again, she's a candidate for Court of Appeals.
Hello, I am Judge Audra Eckerly of the Jefferson Circuit Court Bench. I have been honored to serve as a judge here in Louisville for the past 17 years. Prior to being elected as a circuit court judge, I was appointed and elected as a district court judge, where I served for 4 years. As a lawyer and a judge, I listen patiently and act promptly. I treat each person with dignity, respect, and impartiality. Thank you for your testimony today, ma'am. The court appreciates you. I know the law, and I apply it fairly. I wanted to become a judge to help resolve more disputes in a compassionate, professional, and efficient manner with justice and mercy, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Everyone I see has a mother, a father, neighbors, and friends. I never forget the humanity of the people I was elected to serve. Now, I would like to serve the public in a new role as judge on the Court of Appeals. I have the experience, the education, and the temperament to continue my judicial service on the Court of Appeals. I hope that you will support my campaign for the Court of Appeals, and I humbly ask for your vote. Thank you.
Irv Mays is retiring from the Court of Appeals, and I am seeking his open seat. I've been practicing as an attorney in the Court of Appeals for 16 years, and I've been working daily with people throughout the community, and no 2 days are ever the same. Through this work, I have acquired the experience necessary to be an excellent and compassionate appellate judge. My emphasis will be on ensuring that the courts work for everyone. I'm a proud JCPS graduate, as are my 3 children. I attended law school at University of Louisville, and I'm proud to be endorsed by CFAIR, LSURG, and the Political Women's Council. My practice for the past 16 years has been reviewing judges. So I believe as an appellate attorney, I bring the most relevant experience to this position, because what I do now is review trials. I watch the tapes, I read the transcripts, I read all the filings, and I decide where the mistakes are and write about those and research the law on those. So I think that is incredibly relevant experience. I bring a fresh new lens to that position with all the work I've been doing in the community and with people in my daily criminal defense practice. So I think that broad lens, tied with my 16 years of reviewing trials and judges' opinions and orders, is exactly what is needed on the Court of Appeals today. Please take a look at listerforjudge.com to learn more about me, and I would appreciate your vote on November 8th. Thank you.
All right, please be informed. Be informed. This is the only way you know that you're making the right choice to improve our judicial system. When you hear these candidates talk about their website, where you can find them, where you can find them on social media, please go uh, and check them out. But there is another race for another seat in the Court of Appeals, and that is Division 2. The Chief Judge of the Court of Appeals, the current Chief Judge of the Court of Appeals, is the Honorable Judge Denise Clayton. Um, Unfortunately, Judge Denise Clayton is retiring, and now that seat is going to come open, and that is actually Division 2. So we'll introduce you to those clients, not clients, I'm sorry, those candidates as well. Mackenzie Cantrell, as you can see there, she is a candidate for the Kentucky Court of Appeals, District 4, Division 2. You can check out her information there. And again, I want to give a shout out to the Louisville Bar Association for for allowing us to use this information. Again, you know, the general election is November the 8th. But again, a shout out to the Louisville Bar Association for allowing us to use this graphics and some of this information as well. But Annette Karam is also, Judge Annette Karam is also a Jefferson County candidate for the Kentucky Court of Appeals for District 4, of course, Division 2. And so we're going to show you those as well. First, we'll show you the graphic quietly. Then we'll show you how to get to their web pages. So if you want to, Mackenzie Cantrell does have a web presence, and you can check her web presence out. You can learn a little bit more information about her, actually a lot of information about her, for those of you who are not familiar with this particular candidate. The web presence for Judge Karam is also out there. You see that there's a video when you open it up, and you get a chance to look at the video and look and of course learn a little bit more about her as a candidate as well. So in our quest to give you a little bit more information about these clients, now we're going to show you the media that we were able to find about these candidates. And I hope you find the information they have contained in there informative. In addition to that, they are also going to direct you to where their social medias and where their websites may be. And if they don't, you just heard it from us. So this is for the Kentucky Court of Appeals, District 4, Division 2.
My name is Mackenzie Cantrell, and I'm running to be a judge of the Kentucky Court of Appeals. I'm running to be a judge because I've practiced law, made the law, and taught the law. I've practiced law for a nonprofit organization. I've made the law as a Kentucky legislator. I've been there for 3 terms representing you in Frankfort already. And I've taught the law at the University of Louisville Law School, teaching legislation and how to interpret statutes, which is what judges do. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th. Thank you.
I'm Judge Annette Karam. I've been honored to serve Louisville as a district court judge for almost 16 years. Prior to taking the bench, I prosecuted domestic violence, crimes against children, and sexual assault cases for 7 years. Currently, I'm the Chief District Court Judge for Jefferson County. In November, I'll be on your ballot seeking to continue serving you in the Court of Appeals. I humbly ask you for your vote.
Elect Judge Annette Karam to the Court of Appeals, a name you know, a judge.
At least 3 injuries, one bleeding from the head. Our caller also stated that one party is unresponsive with severe injuries. They believe it may be fatal.
Hey, welcome to Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. We are talking about judicial candidates tonight, only judicial candidates. If you want to watch us on Twitter, this thing keeps popping up, so I might as well tell you about it. But now you have heard and seen a little bit about the candidates for the appellate courts, for the Kentucky Supreme Court, the Kentucky Court of Appeals, the two divisions that have seats open. Now we're going to talk to you about the district court. And of course, they'll tell you a little bit more about what district court does, what's the difference between district court, Court of Appeals, um, the Kentucky Supreme Court, the Kentucky Circuit Court, and all of that. But there's a slew of people running for district court, and y'all going to have to forgive me because tonight there is a net in here. And I'm really embarrassed to say that, because nets, I don't know if it's a fruit fly. I drink a lot of fruit, but in any case, so I'm a little bit annoyed. But in any case, we're going to go right to the district court. There's so many district court candidates. We're going to try to fly through this as much as we can. But we're also going to give them an opportunity and give you an opportunity to hear from them, talk about what they do and what they will do, what their background is, and what qualifies them, as they believe, to make them the best candidate for that particular position. Now, I have to give you this caveat. We don't have video for everybody, okay? We don't have web pages for everybody because some of that, our staff here at Conscious Fever just could not locate it. And we did not reach out to any candidate because we're neutral here. Even though I know who I'm going to vote for, I dare not share that with you. This is about informing you about those candidates that are generally lost in an election. You got to turn the ballot over, get a chance to know them. So let me show you this graphic, and then I'm going to be quiet. But this is the district. He's going to kill me tonight. He's going to make me knock some of this stuff over tonight. But these are the candidates for Jefferson District Court, Division 1. A lot of these seats have come open because judges are moving up and moving out, or some judges have decided just not to run anymore. So here's your District 1 Jefferson District Court candidates. Okay, one of the candidates there is Anthony Jones. You can see his information there. In October 2011, he was sworn in to the Kentucky bar. That means he's been a lawyer, of course, since that time. His opponent in this race is Emily Monarch. She's a candidate, of course, for District Court, Division 1. Again, you can read about candidate Monarch. If you want to see it. And of course, if you need more information, here's a web page. You can Anthony L. Jones, the candidate. He does have a web presence, so don't hesitate, of course, to check him out. And of course, Monarch likewise has a web presence. So I'm going to just keep moving here. There's so many potential newcomers that are coming to district court. So here you go. This is Kelly Ann Bowles. She's a candidate, of course, for District Court Division 3. Now, District Court Division 3 is not one of those divisions where, bear with me here just a second, y'all, but that's not one of those divisions where it is a vacant seat. Actually, there is a judge sitting in that seat now, and this is the judge. She is Judge Christina Garvey. She is currently sitting in that seat, and the candidate you saw before her webpage was, of course, Ms. Bowles, who will be a newcomer, should she be successful if she won. Again, Judge Christina Garvey, you see it there. She says, "My name is Judge Christina Garvey, and I am running for re-election as your Jefferson County District Court Judge, Division 3. And she talks about when she got elected, talks about her experience. So you want to take a moment to check that out. Here's our next candidate, Yvette De La Guardia. She is a candidate for Division 4 in District Court. And as you saw there, her challenger is this young lady here, Laura Chisholm Holman. Laura tells you about how long she's been around, what her experience is, and too interested. Now, this is one of those that we can tell you about the web presence, but we don't have candidate Holman's commercial. I know there's one out there, but unfortunately, Laura, we just could not find it. So charge it to our heads and not to our hearts. The web presence of Yvette De La Guardia is out there. Check it out, of course. Google her name. Check out the correct spelling of her name. And you can find out more information about her. And likewise, for Laura Chisholm Holman, her webpage is out there also. And on her webpage, there's a tab for you to learn more about Laura, about her experience. And if you still want to donate at this late hour, you can. And of course, the endorsements that she's had. Here's a quick video that we were able to find for candidate De La Guardia. And we will show that to you real quick.
Yeah, so I was a career public defender. I came to Louisville knowing that I wanted to represent kids as a public defender. And so for the first 4 years of my practice, I was representing children in district court, which is where I'm seeking to become a judge, and kids in family court who were being charged with status offenses like running away from home and truancy, and sadly, kids who were being tried as adult in circuit court. After about 4.5 years of advocating in trial courts for children, I became an appellate attorney at the public defender's office. So for the past 4.5 years, I've been representing indigent Kentuckians exclusively in the Kentucky Court of Appeals and the Kentucky Supreme Court pretty successfully. I've successfully litigated cases that protect our constitutional rights to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures, our constitutional right to be represented by counsel, and our 14th Amendment due process rights. So I've tried cases, I've litigated appeals, and just know what it's like to be an advocate for Kentuckians and for people who are marginalized.
All right, you saw the graphic there. Division 6, the candidates in Division 6. One is a sitting judge, and one is someone who wants to, of course, be a newcomer, right? So I'm going to show you this. The candidate is Justin C. Brown. He's a candidate, of course, for District Court Division 6. He is challenging this candidate here, Judge Lisa Langford. She is parent sitting judge in District Court Division 6. So I'm going to let them tell you a little bit about them. But before they do that, I'm going to tell you where you can find Justin Brown. Justin Brown has a web presence. He has a tab there that says Meet Justin. Talks about his experience, his endorsement, wants you to get involved, how you can contact his campaign, as well as donate. And Judge Langford also. You see her tag there, Keep Judge Langford 2022. There's a site for the home, and then news and events, and the way you can contact us, contact her, latest news. And as she's indicated, we are excited to announce the launch of our re-election campaign. So I'm going to let them, in their own words, tell you a little bit about them, and then we're going to talk about District 7.
Hey, once again, Louisville. It is Saturday afternoon, and man, I'll tell you what, we have been blessed with the best weather these last few weekends. Let's keep it up. But this is Justin Brown, and I am running, of course, for District Court Judge Division number 6 And as always, I am out campaigning and knocking on doors and putting door hangers on doors. So just wanted to say hello to everyone, and please vote for me, once again, Justin Brown, November the 8th. It's time for a new judge. It's time for a new Louisville. Until next time.
Hello, Louisville. I am Judge Lisa L. Langford. I'm running for re-election for Jefferson District Court. Election day is November the 8th. I humbly ask you to flip your ballot and vote for Judge Lisa L. Langford. I was born and raised in Louisville, and I am blessed to have parents who always valued God, family, education, a strong work ethic, and community service. Since 2005, I've had the honor to work at the Hall of Justice as district attorney until you elected me district court judge in 2018. I have made fair and balanced judgments and served my community with honor. I treat everyone who comes into my courtroom with dignity and respect. As your district court judge, I promise to follow the law, to be fair, just, and to work smarter for you, Jefferson County. Remember, flip your ballot over and vote for Judge Lisa L. Langford. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Judge Lisa L. Langford, Harvey L. Langford, Treasurer.
All right, there you go. Those are the candidates for District Court, Jefferson District Court, Division 6 here in Louisville. Now, I want to pause before we go to District Division 7 and say this. If you're watching, whatever platform you're watching on, if you're a part of the campaign or you support some of these campaigns, go ahead and put in the comments there, if you wish, a link, any link to the candidate's webpage or anything like that. So those who are watching who don't know the candidates very well can have easy access to them and their social media pages so they can learn a little bit more about these candidates as opposed to following my direction in terms of what to do. But having said that, let's look at the candidates for District Court Division 7. That means I got to find, oh, there we go. So this is one of the candidates is this young lady here, Shannon Farber. As you see there, she's the candidate for the Jefferson District Court Judge Division 7 here in Louisville. That is a vacant seat now, so she's not running against an incumbent. Her candidate, can you scroll that up, is Megan McDonald. Megan McDonald and Farber are going to have an opportunity to basically tell you a little bit about them. Let me show you. Let me show you this graphic. These are the candidates. So, of course, again, we like to do this so we can put these candidates side by side so you know who's running against who. Megan McDonald has a web presence. Again, if the web page is not right there in front of me where I can read it, then I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is that she has a web presence, and if you put in her name in any search engine, the web page is going to come up, and you get a chance to learn a little bit more about her. As you can see there, she has a tab at the top that says About Megan. She'll tell you about her endorsement and what district court judges do, and an opportunity to contact her. And if you want to have a yard sign this late in the game, you can do that as well. Shannon Farber, her opponent, also has a web presence, and you see that she also has a home tab, an About tab, endorsements, voluntary contact, and of course, if you still want to donate at this late hour in the game, you can actually do that. I'm going to give you an opportunity to actually get to know these candidates in their own words. So I'm going to start with Megan McDonald. She's going to tell you a little bit about her and why she believes that you should vote for her for this District Court 7 seat. And then following her will be candidate Shannon Farber.
My name is Megan McDonald, and I'm a candidate for District Judge. I'm in this race because I care about our community. I grew up here and have lived my whole life here. I want to make a difference, and I truly believe that I can. Both of my parents are retired judges. I was raised in a household where the word justice and community issues were part of our daily conversation. Since birth, I was told I must be part of the solution, not a part of the problem. I am ready to serve. I ask for your vote on November 8th.
Hi, I'm Shannon Fulver, and I'm running for Jefferson District Court Judge. I went to law school to represent people who don't usually have a voice in the legal system. The day after I was sworn in, I started my own law practice. For the last 18 years, I've represented thousands of clients from traffic court to the U.S. Supreme Court. Experience matters, and that's why I'm a candidate. A district court judge should know the law, have practiced the law, and have a deep knowledge of the matters that come before the court. My experience uniquely qualifies me to be your district court judge. Vote Shannon Fulver for district court judge because experience matters.
All right, and that takes us right into District Court, Division 8. The candidates, you saw them there, of course. The election day is November the 8th. It's Karen Faulkner. Karen Faulkner is running for District Court, Division 8. You saw her on there. And her opponent is Jessica Stone. Jessica Stone is also a candidate. And of course, we're going to tell you real quick about their web presence. Jessica has a web presence. Let me see. Can you bring that over just a little bit? There you go. There you go. Okay. We don't want to leave anything out on candidate Stone. But anyway, Jessica Stone, she has a web presence, and if you will bring that back over a little bit, you can see that at the top that she has tabs as well about Jessica Stone, experience, get involved, events, et cetera, et cetera. So you go to her web, check her out. Make sure you're informed. Her opponent, Karen Faulkner, as you see, she says there, electing Karen Faulkner to the bench ensures that all Louisvillians be treated with fairness. So again, I don't want to infringe on their parade. I'll let you hear from them in their own words. These are the candidates for District Court, Division 8.
Dear Louisville and fellow citizens of Jefferson County, we are in a public safety crisis. The future of Louisville depends on how many of these judicial races turn out, mine included. I'm Jessica Stone and I'm running for District Court Judge in Division 8. I'm running because as a lawyer who has dedicated her career to public service, I am frustrated with our justice system. As a citizen and victim, I am sick and tired of being drugged to court time after time and nothing getting done. As a mother, I'm worried and concerned because I don't feel safe in my own neighborhood. If you want more of the same, more leniency, then don't vote for me. If you want a judge who is going to hold people accountable, and if you want a judge who is going to show consequences to repeat offenders and keep dangerous criminals off our streets, vote Stone on November 8th. Vote Stone for safety and a safer city. Vote Stone, it's a rock solid choice. For more information about me and my qualifications, and to learn about ways you can help the campaign, go to jessicastoneforjudge.com.
My name is Karen Faulkner, and I'm running for District Court Judge, Division 8. I started my career as a public defender where I worked for 6.5 years. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful boys. I'm active in our community and serve on numerous boards. I believe in fairness and progress in the court system. And someone with my kind of experience is what Jefferson County deserves. Vote for fairness, vote for progress. Vote Karen Faulkner on May 17.
All right, that takes us to Division 9, District Court Division 9. Once again, there are 2 candidates there. One is a sitting judge. We'll show you that again. All right, and again, thanks to the Louisville Bar Association for allowing us the courtesy using this information and giving it to you all tonight. But Caitlin Smith Dean is a candidate for the Jefferson County District Court Division 9. Her candidate, as we scroll up, is Judge Tanisha Ann Hickerson. She is a sitting judge now in that seat. And of course, they both have web presence. Caitlin Dean Smith, District Court Judge. You can find her on the web as well. You see there at the top, Caitlin Smith, Jefferson County Court Judge. She has a home tab. She has About Caitlin. You want to learn about her. And then the rest talks about donate, yard signs, etc., etc. Check out her web presence. Judge Hickerson, likewise, has a web presence. And once again, we're going to ask you just to move that over a little bit. There you go. Yeah. And again, there are tabs up there that indicate you can meet Judge Hickerson, get to know a little bit more about these candidates. What we could find in terms of media for these candidates, we're about to show you. These are the candidates for Division 9 District Court.
Yeah, so hello, I'm Judge Tanisha Ann Hickerson, and I was born and raised right here in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm a proud graduate of Louisville Central High School, law government magnet. I went to the University of Louisville where I received my Bachelor's of Arts in Philosophy and minor in Communications, and I went to University of Kentucky College of Law for my Juris Doctor. Prior to the bench, I practiced almost 13 years as an insurance defense litigator, covering multiple areas of law and representing diverse clients. Since 2019, I have been a district court judge, and in that capacity, I preside over various cases from trial court, criminal, small claims, probate, and even juvenile. I'm also active in our community, serving as chair of the Criminal Justice Commission, Opportunity Network, which is geared at successful reentry after reincarceration. And I also serve as a volleyball and basketball official. So I like to make the right calls in and on the court.
All right, you've seen the candidates, you've heard the candidates for District Division 9. These are the candidates, you saw the candidates for District Division 10. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. Thankful, courtesy of the Louisville Bar Association. R. Christian Garrison, of course, he is a candidate. He is challenging, likewise, a sitting court judge. And you see there that that judge is Judge Sarah Michael Nicholson. Of course, she is currently sitting in Division 10 in District Court. We did find some web pages on these two candidates, but not a whole lot of other stuff. R. Garrison, R. Christian Garrison, I'm sorry, Christian, is the candidate there. Yeah, we're going to do our best with the media that we have, y'all. Okay. And then, of course, Judge Nicholson has a website as well. Go there, get to know who she is. You see that she has about mentions. She talk to me. This is a Facebook page as well. But if you want to know a little bit more about these candidates, because we can't tell it all, you can see it there. Here is, of course, the next group of candidates, which is going to be, looks like Division 15. Now, the candidates in Division 15, District Court, for your edification, is Claudette Patterson. I'm sorry, Claudette Patton. It's getting late, y'all. and I know, and I appreciate y'all staying up to hear this. But if y'all, but you all can share this with anybody you want to share it. Because again, this is the whole purpose of this is to make sure that everybody is informed. Our candidate, if we scroll up there for me, is again, this is an open seat. So her candidate is Mary Jude Wolford. She is vying for the seat in District Court, Division 15. And both of them had some media presence, so we're going to be able to show that to you as well. I'm sorry, you took me back. Yeah, take me to Wolford's webpage. So you see Mary June Wolford has a presence on the web. Again, you can get involved. She's going to tell you why it looks like it's what has there and donate. And she talks about her experience there as well. Go get to know Mary June Wolford a little bit more. And likewise, her opponent, Claudia Patton, is vying for the seat in District Court, Division 15. She has a web presence. And again, go to her web, get informed about her, so you determine whether she is your candidate. Here's some of the media that we found. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
It's time for Patton as District Judge in Jefferson County. Vote Patton to bring safety to our community and trusted resources for seniors and veterans. Vote Patton for juvenile justice reform and to stop the school-to-prison pipeline. Vote Patton to rebuild confidence in our courts without bias, prejudice, or intimidation. It's time to vote Patton for truth, justice, and fairness.
This is Claudette Patton, and I respectfully ask for your vote on November 8th.
Paid for by the Elect Claudette Patton for District Judge Committee.
I have wept and I have fallen. Don't you worry about me, 'cause I stood up, yes I have grown. The pain has set me free. Like a broken record in my head.
Welcome back to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
All right, welcome back to Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. That is it for District Court. So again, if you want to post in the comments section a link to any of those candidates, please feel free to do so, because when voters are looking at this video, they'll have the opportunity to click that link and go right to a commercial or a promotion or a social media page or a web page to learn more about the candidates, so they can be better informed about these judicial races, because nobody's ever done this. Nobody's ever focused just only on the judicial races. You get there, you see the ballot, and you turn it over, and you have all these names, and you're just like, okay, let me just go down. And everybody has a method of how they do it. One lady told me she's gonna vote for all women. One person told me that she's gonna vote for everybody that has more than 2 vowels in their first name. I don't know what that's all about, but in any case, this is an opportunity for you all to do that. So now we are going to show you who the circuit court candidates are, as well as not only going to show you their candidates, a lot of them have some good media to communicate to you as to who they are and what they're all about. So the first candidate in Division 4, Circuit Court Division 4. Now, let me just tell you this. It is Ebert Hagley. Mr. Hagley is running for Circuit Court Division 4. This is a higher court than district court. But again, if you want to know about all those details, please, please, please check out their web presence of all of the candidates, because they give you a lot of information about voting. But the interesting thing is that this is actually an open seat. This isn't actually an open seat, but it is challenged by a judge. So this is actually Julie Kalen, candidate for the Jefferson County Circuit Court Division 4, but she is actually currently a sitting judge in Jefferson District Court. And some of those candidates you just saw, she's given up her seat to take a stab at Circuit Court. So we're going to show you where you can find them. Okay, so Judge Kalen has a web presence. If you see there, you can learn a lot about her. There's a lot of icons of her endorsements there. She has a site for the home. Of course, meet Judge Julie. Julie on the issues, get involved, contribute, and endorse. And she has a discussion there about why this race matters. Candidate Ebert Hagel also has a web presence, and on that web page, likewise, you can learn a little bit more about him. Yeah, can you bring that over? You all can see that. I don't know what that's doing there, but anyway, meet Ebert, experience, endorsements, etc., etc., etc. So, you want to check that out. But here's an opportunity for you to get to know them just a little bit more. This is some of the media that we found out, or that we were able to locate about both of these candidates, because Division 4 Circuit Court is like all these circuit court seats, is a very, very important seat. So here we go. Here's Judge Kalen, and following Judge Kalen is candidate Hagel.
Thank you. Hi, y'all. I am Julie Kalen. I'm currently a district court judge. I was born and raised here in Louisville by a mom who was a teacher and my incredibly hardworking dad, who I'm so glad is here tonight. Both of them taught me through their actions what it means to always be trying to be helpful to people, and I'm so grateful to them for those lessons. I went to law school after having some other jobs, and I thought that what I wanted to do was be a civil lawyer, and I quickly realized upon graduating that that was not for me. I wanted to be in the courtroom. I was lucky enough to be hired on at the Public Defender's Office here in Louisville, where I spent 5 years proudly representing indigent Louisvillians. I had a lot of prosecutors say, my client is the community. I felt mine was too, just one person at a time. After I was a public defender for a while, I knew that I was going to have to do something else if I ever wanted to let my parents stop paying my student loans. So I opened my own law firm. There I did a lot of great work, including expungement clinics. I started 3 of those, and I'm out of time, sorry.
Hagley, Hagley, vote for Ebert Hagley.
Hardworking, qualified, with a deep commitment to impacting change that will make this great community even better for your family and his. That's what it takes to assess the serious cases that get heard in Jefferson Circuit Court, and that's what you'll get from Ebert Hagley. Which is why Citizens for Better Judges and other important organizations have all endorsed him.
I'm Ebert Hagley, and I'd appreciate your
I think Mr. Hagley said, appreciate your vote. I apologize for all the kids. I'm not sure why this video is cutting off just a little too quick. But anyway, so that takes us to Circuit Court Division 5. I think there's like 4 divisions in Circuit Court that are going to have new faces. Actually 5 divisions, because one of the sitting judges, Jessica Green, is going to move down. But anyway, this is Tracy Davis. Tracy Davis is a candidate for the Jefferson Circuit Court, Division 5. We've showed you her opponent. Of course, her opponent is a current sitting judge, even though they have Mary Shaw there. It is Judge Mary Shaw, and she is running to keep the seat. she's seeking re-election to Circuit Court, Division 5. And so they both, from what I understand, have web presence. But for some reason, we didn't get the web presence in. But we're going to show you the video, give them opportunity to talk. This is where both of each of these candidates were at a forum and they were talking. So we're going to share this with you. Then we're going to talk about Division 7.
Good afternoon. My name is Attorney Tracy Yvette Davis, and I'm running for Circuit Court Judge here in Division 5. For the past 9 years, I've been in private practice in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where my office is located, but I practice throughout the entire state of Kentucky. I have practiced before the trial courts in District Court, Circuit Court, Family Court, as well as Federal Court. During this election process, I've received numerous endorsements. Those include a unanimous endorsement from Central Labor. I've received the endorsement of the UAW. I've received the endorsement of Teamsters 783 and 89, as well as Seafair. In addition to that, I also received the endorsement of LSurge and many more. If you'd like to know more about me or about my campaign and my endorsements, you can go to www.votedavisforjudge.com. Thank you.
Okay. Well, my name is actually Judge Mary Shaw. I've been doing this for almost 16 years. I was born and raised here in Louisville, Kentucky. I went to the U of L Brandeis School of Law. My first job out of law school was as a staff attorney for circuit court judges. I was a trial commissioner for district court. I did that for like 16 and 11 years. I got elected to the bench in 2007, and since then I have been the presiding judge in Division 5. For the last 14 and a half of those years, I have volunteered as a drug court judge and have done that. I was endorsed by the Citizens for Better Judges. I got a 92% rating in the Louisville poll here, the Bar Association poll, and I respectfully ask for your vote come this November. Thank you.
All right, you have heard from both Judge Mary Shaw as well as candidate Tracy Davis. They have a web presence. I'm not sure why that was not inserted in this for the show tonight. So to learn more about those two candidates, make sure you look for them on the web, look for them on social media, and learn a little bit more about them, of course, about the whole process is about being informed. Division 7, the current circuit court judge in Division 7 is Judge Audra Eckerly. You heard from her earlier. She is running for one of the open seats in the Court of Appeals, in the Kentucky Court of Appeals. So Division 7, her seat is now open, and we're going to introduce you to those candidates. So you see there, one of the candidates is Melissa Bellows. She's a candidate, of course, for Division 7 there in Circuit Court. She has a web presence. Please check out her web presence. We don't have her here to show you tonight, but please check out her web presence. Also, her opponent is Theodore Ted Schaus. He's vying for that seat that has been given up by Judge Eckerly. And they both had some media presence out there on the internet or within social media. So we're going to show it to you now again so you can be better informed. Here's the candidates for Division 7.
Thank you. I'm a Louisville native. I graduated from Sacred Heart and Bellarmine and UK Law, where I was published in the Journal. I clerked with Judge Karen Conrad for 5 years, where I gained a unique perspective from behind the bench, and I worked side by side with every facet of a judge's profession. I then started in private practice as a plaintiff attorney in insurance subrogation, and I was the head attorney of the Louisville office for Lerner Sampson Rothfuss in Cincinnati in mortgage litigation and bankruptcy law. As a judge, I will serve with integrity, independence, and impartiality. I was also endorsed by the FOP, as a side note. Given the overcrowding and dangerous conditions in our jail currently and the increase in violent crime, we must prioritize who is sent to jail. Drug abuse, mental illness, these are more medical problems than criminal, depending on the facts of the case. As a judge, I will apply the appropriate law fairly and judiciously, working alongside the police, prosecutors, attorney, and court staff to ensure an equitable, conscientious, and impartial administration of justice.
I've done a lot in my life. I've been a land surveyor, a welder, and a teacher. I worked for the Kentucky Innocence Project, and I'm a trial lawyer. In 2020, when racial justice protests happened in Louisville, I stepped up to represent some of those arrested for free. All these experiences together have shown me how important judicial elections are and how crucial it is that we have good judges on the bench. As a lawyer, I've been privileged to represent people facing one of the hardest days of their lives. Regardless of the circumstances, it is essential that everyone be treated with dignity and respect. My experience as a public defender, trial lawyer, and active member of my community has shown me that it is on all of us to seek justice in every situation affecting our Commonwealth, regardless of zip code or neighborhood. And regardless of background, everyone that comes into our courtrooms must be treated equally. I'm Ted Schaus, and I'm running for Circuit Court Judge here in Louisville because we need a judge that shows a deep commitment to justice for everyone, to the inherent dignity of all people, and dedication to the rule of law. I've shown up in all parts of Louisville, from the West End to the East End, from Shively to the Highlands, and everywhere in between. As your next Circuit Court Judge, I will continue to uplift the love for our neighbors that makes our city strong, and the need for transparency and equality in the courtroom. I'd be honored to have your vote on Election Day. Let's do this.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
Paid for by the campaign to elect Ted Schaus for Circuit Court Judge.
All right, the candidates for Division 9. This is the last division. Interesting enough, this particular division has a judge who's just going to move down to Division 6 because that race and her candidacy is unopposed. That's Judge Jessica Green, and that's going to leave wide open Division 9. Sarah Clay is the candidate for that division. Her opponent, she moved that up, yes, is Nicole Compton. She is bound for that seat as well. We're going to show you, we don't have, let me tell you, they have web presence. They have web presence. So check out their web presence. And they also have presence on social media, Facebook and some other social media sites. So check them out just to get a little bit more informed. But if you want to know a little bit more about them right now, we're going to give that to you here at Conscious Fever. This is our last division that we're talking about, and I'm going to get out of your hair. Here is Sarah Clay.
Hi, I'm Sarah Clay, and I'm running for judge in Jefferson Circuit Court Division 9. I'm a fifth-generation attorney, and I learned to love the law from a young age when I would go to court with my dad to watch him litigate cases. By the time I was 9 years old, I knew I wanted to grow up to be a public defender. After law school, the Louisville Public Defender's Office is the only place where I applied for a job. I worked there for 4 years, representing some of our most vulnerable citizens in criminal cases. And although I was proud of the work that I did there and of the positive impact I had, I eventually left to open my own practice so that I could also represent disadvantaged people in civil matters. I have been a trial attorney for almost 10 years, and during that time, I have learned the importance of having judges who have real trial experience, as well as the importance of having fair judges who treat everyone equally and who follow the law. My experience and knowledge make me the best candidate for Division 9 of Jefferson Circuit Court, and I need your vote to win this election so that I can ensure equal justice for everyone who enters my courtroom. For more information about me and my campaign, please visit sarahclayforjudge.com.
Nicole Compton, a lifetime Louisvillian, is running for circuit judge.
Because she cares about the people, she cares what's going on in the community and in the court system.
She has a unique perspective on people in their everyday life.
Her everyday work is out in the community.
Nicole has been there for everyone.
Nicole Compton cares.
Nicole cares.
For 16 years, Attorney Compton has consistently served in our courts with traditional hard work ethics and integrity. We need judges like Nicole Compton with experience and integrity.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have been informed. Well, not fully, but you have been given the opportunity tonight to take the baton and run with it and get all the information you need about those judges who are going to be on the back of the ballot, right? So I encourage each of you to do that. You know, we know the mayor's race is important. We know amendment number 2 is important here in Kentucky. We know all of those are important, and the Senate race as well as the House of Representatives races. But the judicial races are important as well, maybe a little bit more important, because these judges are given the authority to completely reshape your life, right? And the lives of your loved ones, all right? And those of us as attorneys, we want to make sure that the individuals that are sitting wearing that black robe are extremely qualified to actually do it. And unfortunately, fortunately, I should say, the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Kentucky gives that authority to you to choose and for me to choose. But my vote is just one vote. And it's really important that you get out to vote. So please get out to vote, and do not forget to turn the ballot over to deal with the judicial candidates. Listen, I don't know what's going to happen here, but listen. That's what was going to happen. It was going to tell me it was time to go. So anyway, listen, I'm Carl Price. This has been Conscious Fever here on ICE Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. I appreciate you joining me. Please share this broadcast. I'll see you next week. Please vote.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Goodbye.
I get enough of you. Bright sneakers on, getting ready for a flashback. Time keeps moving on, looking at you, feeling like I could never get enough of you. And I could never get enough of you. I could never get enough of you.
I don't want them, no, get them all off me. Say that for L, she a cause, you see. 4 cars deep, we'll come through on a lane night. Chicken spot, wings and fries, we call that a day night. Lights on, so out, I don't have no stage fright. Knew that I was built for this forever.
Hey, listen, y'all. I so apologize. It looks like, yes, Tish Morsh, you are absolutely right. I don't know what happened to your division, but you know what? We're going to talk about it because we're going to get it back up in here. So just bear with me just a second. I'm actually going to do this live on the air right before we go to our, so you all could get a chance to see what I actually see. Because we actually have those. Yep. That is your division, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this live on the air, okay? Tish Morris, I am so apologetic to what just happened, so we're going to get that back in there. I don't know how y'all missed that. We had that all out, and that's because it's always something, right? So let's go. Hold on, get there. Yep, we're going to get you there, guys. Just hold on. Morris and Gilbert. There it is. There it is. Morris and Gilbert. Let's go ahead and let's do this. Hold on, y'all. There's always something when we do the media stuff. And we're going to put that. Yep. Play full screen. And we're going to leave. For that, and we're going to actually talk about it tonight. Let me just go ahead and share this in a fair way. What is this person's name? Gilbert. Yeah, I'm going to have my people to actually get this back up right now. Go back. Yep. Yep. Gilbert Morris. Yep, we should have done that. So we're gonna make that correction right now. I'm gonna first do Miss Gilbert. When she comes up.
My parents were auto workers who worked multiple jobs, so my twin sister.
Back up in here. ORIS. Yeah, guys, I don't know why y'all did that, but we need to get these videos in here as well as their division. Yep.
Justice for all. That's what my father stood for during his 18 years on the bench.
All right, testing. Okay, you guys, I am back. Listen, I so apologize. Tish, thank you so much for reminding me of this. I guess sometimes we just get so caught up here, we just totally forget it. Totally forgot it, and I apologize for that. But listen, there is a Division 10. I knew there was another circuit. I don't. Anyway, I'm going to fire somebody here, Tish, just so you know. But anyway, there are 2 more candidates that are running in circuit court in Division 10. And again, I apologize. Maybe we can cut this up and do it. But listen, before we end this show, go ahead. Yeah, do that. Before we end this show, we're going to show you those candidates. One of the candidates, by the way, is Patricia Morris. Patricia Morris is running in Jefferson County Circuit Court, Division 10. Her opponent is, I think her opponent's up here, is Doris Lee Gilbert. They're vowing for, if you noticed earlier when we were doing this and I was talking about this, I talked to you all about Judge Angela Bissick. Judge Angela Bissick is currently sitting in Division 10, and she is vowing for the Kentucky Supreme Court, so she cannot continue to sit in that seat. And these 2 women are vowing to run for that seat. So let me show you them again. And now that you see them, before we actually get out of here, let's listen to the candidates.
Justice for all. That's what my father stood for during his 18 years on the bench. That's what I'll stand for as your next circuit court judge. I'm Patricia Tish Morris, the next generation of judicial excellence, and I approve this ad.
My parents were auto workers who worked multiple jobs so my twin sister and I could go to college. They taught me to care about people, and I've spent my career doing that. I've prosecuted child abuse and domestic violence cases. As the executive director of the Mary Byron Project, I brought justice for survivors of domestic violence. I care about what justice looks like. It should be a place of hope where people can trust the judges they elect. I'm Doris Lee Gilbert, and I ask for your vote on November 8th.
Justice for all. That's what my father stood for during his 18 years on the bench. That's what I'll stand for as your next circuit court judge. I'm Patricia Tish Morris, the next generation of judicial excellence, and I approve this ad.
All right, y'all. We're all human here. My apologies for that. You've seen what's going on in Division 10, but there are 2 candidates in Division 10. Listen, people, once again, please be informed. Get out and vote. Check out their web presence. Tish Morris.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Goodbye. Check out their web presence. I'll see you guys next week. Good night.
I get enough of you. Bright sneakers on, getting ready for a flashback. Time keeps moving on, looking at you, feeling like I could never, get enough of you. And I could never get enough of you. I could never get
I don't want them, no, get them all off me. Take down for L, she a cause, you see. 4 cars deep, we'll come through on a lane night. Chicken spot, wings and fries, we call that a day night. Lights on, sold out, I don't have no stage fright. Knew that I was built for this forever, ever, ever.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
We ride dance, 10 times 10, all my friends, this for real.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price on 97thebeatfm.com.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh yes it is. Then I go to my brother. And I say, brother, help me please. But he wind up knocking back down on the knee. Oh, there've been times that I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able, Father, to carry on. And it's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it is, yes it is, yes it is. Said I know that a change is gonna come one day. I know a change